Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 32 based on novel. So let's start. In a high place far away from Huyang City, Lord Blood Cloud was flying leisurely through the void. There are always some fools in this world. Blood Cloud Divine Lord thought, you will certainly pity the weak, and even fight with me for them. Brother Entropy, you lack the spiritual will to become a peerless strong man. A peerless strong man should be cold and ruthless one. For the sake of my own path, even if it means sacrificing tens of billions of lives, I will not waver at all. Seize every opportunity. Sacrifice everything that can be sacrificed, even sacrifice your loved ones and friends. Only if you are absolutely sincere in cultivation can you achieve great success. In this vast world, there are many powerful forces and countless geniuses. If you want to become the master of chaos, you must be able to endure what countless practitioners cannot endure and be able to do what countless practitioners cannot do. You must have a great joy that is willing to sacrifice everything. Although Blood Cloud God felt a little sad when facing Entropy Sky Flame, he felt more of a sense of looking down on him. He couldn't bear these fools. He is the real elite among the practitioners, with an indomitable determination. Yu Qianhu and Yu Qianli were killed, and no one knows who killed them. Blood Cloud Lord thought, as long as it is not the Lord of Chaos who makes a move, there is no threat to me. Now that our strength has been exposed, we'll proceed in the way that our strength is exposed. Although it's more dangerous, we can also obtain more resources. Blood Cloud God rushed all the way towards the Food Kingdom. Originally, he wanted to be patient and low-key in order to live a better life. Lord Blood Cloud knew very well that if he wanted to become the master of Hunpei, the first thing was to live long. Resources came second. But now that he is at the center of the storm and has a bad reputation, he can no longer hide and can only try to seize more resources. Whoosh! He shuttled through the void and traveled at an extremely fast speed. In the night sky, Luo Feng used the mechanical secret treasure, Myriad Worlds Escape Order, to make the flying boat he was driving instantly shuttle through the void and travel an extremely long distance. Wanjie Yuxingling has reached the level of Chaos Realm in terms of space escape. That is to say, under the time and space suppression in Huyang City, Wanjie Yuxingling can only teleport at close range. But it is different outside the city. Outside the city, one can travel through the void. With the help of the 10,000 Worlds Escape Order, one can travel even faster. Whoosh whoosh! This blood cloud has been escaping towards the direction of the Food Kingdom, and its speed is quite fast. Fortunately, there is the 10,000 Worlds Escape Order, otherwise we can't catch up. Luo Feng said. He is planning to escape back to the Food Kingdom. Marosa couldn't help but say, this blood cloud is too cautious. After revealing its strength, it just slipped away. This is the most cunning opponent we have encountered since we came to the origin continent. His divine body is not strong, but his strength is almost the same as General Yong. This shows that his realm is beyond General Yong. Luo Feng said solemnly, people with such high realms have strange and unpredictable methods. We must not be careless. How do we deal with him? Asked Marosa. When the time comes, you will disguise yourself as a stream of Hunpei air and blend into my Hunpei field. Luo Feng said, the disguise of a perfect life form is flawless. He won't be able to detect it. Don't be so hasty to attack him. Wait until I have cornered him, and at the most critical moment, you can give him a fatal blow. Luo Feng said. Okay. Marosa nodded. The stronger Luo Feng's murderous intent, the calmer he became. Luo Feng knew very well that Blood Cloud Divine Lord was so cautious and careful, and he must have spent a lot of time and effort on saving his life. No matter how cautious he was, it would not be too much. Blood Cloud must die? The Lords of Fire Orchid, Fire Spirit, Fire Blood Cloud have been on their way. My identity has been exposed. I left too many traces in Huyang City. As long as they pay a price, they can use these traces to deduce the secrets and determine my location. But I have been moving. When they caught up with me, I had already gone to another place. They have to deduce the secrets again and again, and they cannot afford this price. The blood cloud god thought. Suddenly his expression changed slightly and he looked ahead. A figure walked out from the void ahead, a figure with 6 pairs of golden feathers, and the chaotic airflow instantly enveloped a wide range around it. Without the suppression of Huyang City's formation, the range of the chaotic field became much wider. In the midst of the chaotic airflow, Luo Feng came flying in the air and looked at Blood Cloud Lord coldly. Blood Cloud, you can't escape. When Blood Cloud Lord Luo Heiku saw Luo Feng, he understood everything. It seems that you killed Yu Qinhu and Yu Qianni. All the forces in Huyang City underestimated you before. How did you track me down so quickly? It should be due to karma. The Marquis will not betray me. Is it Yan Qianyang? He and I have been together for too long, and his weapon-making skills are far beyond my expectations. I am afraid that he has made a mistake in this regard. Blood Cloud Godlord guessed. Luo Feng looked at him, killing Brother Ian, you don't care at all. Even I misjudged you. I saw that you and Brother Ian had a very good relationship before. During the more than 20 centuries, Luo Feng had seen Sang Shuiyu more than once. I couldn't see the other person's true face. Whoever stands in my way will die. Blood Cloud Divine Lord said calmly, so-called feelings cannot affect me. Luo He. I couldn't go all out in Huyang City. But now, I can have a real fight with you. I just hope you are strong enough to give me enough pressure to sharpen my path and help me achieve the Chaos Realm. Blood Cloud God stared at Luo Feng. Don't be too weak, it will be meaningless if you are too weak. You sound quite arrogant. I hope you will still be so confident later. Luo Feng waved his hand, and a rolling wave of blood surged out, spreading in all directions and also flying towards the Blood Cloud God. It was performed with the help of a mechanical treasure. Blood Cloud God stood there and shook his head gently. It's really crude and clumsy. As soon as the voice fell, the Blood Cloud God instantly disintegrated like clouds and mist, turning into a mighty wave of blood. The blood wave spread in all directions and naturally formed a mysterious and huge formation. The operation of the formation forced back Luo Feng's lifeblood river, and even the chaotic field could not suppress it. The Chaos Realm and the Blood River of Life were no match for this great formation. All the Chaos Realm moves I have learned so far have been integrated into the Blood Cloud formation. In the rolling blood waves, a figure of the Blood Cloud God condensed and walked on the waves. The blood wave was vast, the formation was in operation, and the impact spread in all directions. A variety of Chaos Realm moves are all integrated into the formation. Luo Feng was secretly shocked. No wonder there was an obvious gap in his divine body, and he was still on par with General Yong. Luo Feng put away the river of life and blood, but the Chaos Realm still spread. In addition to suppression, the realm also has many other magical uses. Luo He, let me see your power. The blood cloud formation instantly enveloped Luo Feng. At this moment, Luo Feng realized the horror of this blood wave, which was indeed far beyond his own life-blood river. In terms of power, it is only slightly stronger. However, it looks like water waves from a distance, but it looks like mist when you touch it up close. When the 10 directions infinite blade force on his body came into contact with the disc, he felt a dark and cold feeling, and there was even more poison that penetrated the blade force barrier and infiltrated his body. This law poison was also a move at the Chaos Realm level, and a weaker body would die if it touched it. Luo Feng instantly performed the extinction method, burning his divine power, and the power of his divine body surged, naturally blocking the erosion and penetration of the blood mist. You are the infinite divine body. Lord Blood Cloud was standing in the rolling blood waves, quite surprised, but he didn't care. It was normal for someone who dared to hunt him down to have the infinite divine body. The power of your blood cloud formation is average. A blood shadow knife appeared in Luo Feng's hand, and he chopped it out immediately. A terrifying and dazzling knife light appeared, and even black space cracks appeared where the knife light passed. The power was so great that the blood cloud formation was completely broken apart, and many blood waves were directly annihilated. This move also frightened the Blood Cloud Lord. The Chaos Realm moves you have comprehended are about pursuing great power in combination with the advantages of the infinite divine body. You can actually split the air with one sword. You are indeed stronger than Yong-Hu. Very good, very good. The Blood Cloud God became more and more excited. The entire Blood Cloud formation that was split apart by a knife closed up in an instant. This time, 3 blood swords containing countless secret patterns naturally emerged from the Blood Cloud formation. The power of each blood sword was quite terrifying. Luo Feng drew his sword instantly, and 3 sword shadows flashed, cutting through the heavy blood waves and passing over the 3 blood swords. The 3 blood swords in the rolling blood waves disappeared like phantoms, and when they reappeared, they had already appeared in the rolling blood waves behind Luo Feng. Zhuanduoi 111 and friends and ex-friends. At a very close distance, the 3 blood swords actually pierced Luo Feng's back. While piercing through the infinite sword power of the 10 directions, they also pierced 3 wounds on Luo Feng's back, barely breaking the skin. But the skin wounds healed instantly. This scene made the originally confident Blood Cloud Divine Lord a little stunned. His sword skills are so powerful, how come his divine body defense is also so strong? 7. The infinite divine body withstood my Blood Cloud formation's killing move, but only had some skin broken. It's not like Lord Blood Cloud has never fought against the infinite divine body before. General Yong is the infinite divine body, and Yu Qin whose divine body is not as unshakable as the infinite divine body. Luo Feng stood there, his Blood Cloud formation killing move only scratched the skin. How could he fight? He should be practicing the Divine King level body refining method, and his body protection swordsmanship should also be at the Chaos Realm level, which is why he is so unstoppable. Blood Cloud God also felt the pressure. Luo Feng also felt uncomfortable. This Blood Cloud formation was mysterious and strange. His swordsmanship tore it apart and destroyed it, only destroying a small amount of blood waves. Boom! Luo Feng suddenly shook his body, and his body suddenly expanded 1 billion times. This Blood Cloud God was astonished. I saw an incomparably huge god standing between heaven and earth. He was trillions of kilometers tall. The surrounding mountains could not even reach his toes. Even Huyang City would become tiny in front of him. The infinite divine body can be big or small, but the bigger it is, the greater the world's suppression it needs to endure. To be able to grow to such a size, what level of body refining must his infinite divine body have reached? Blood Cloud Divine Lord was shocked. Luo Feng looked down. 1 trillion kilometers altitude is not my limit. I can still become larger, but it is enough. From Luo Feng's perspective at this moment, the originally mighty Blood Cloud formation had turned into a small puddle, much smaller than Luo Feng's feet. After all, the Blood Cloud God's divine body was only that big, and the range of the Blood Cloud formation that could be maintained was also limited. Boom! According to the method of extinction, Luo Feng's divine power suddenly burned to the limit. Maintaining such a majestic divine body consumes divine power quickly. Under extreme burning, Luo Feng's divine power reserves are consumed about 1/10,000th of each breath. Of course, in this state, his strength also increased several times. This is his most insane state. Die? Luo Feng stomped his foot, 5-sided sky-splitting one. The 5 toes were like 5 pillars of heaven, and the soles of the feet were like an endless world. They suddenly moved downwards. They stepped on the small puddle. How can it be so terrifying? Xueyun looked up at this scene, and Yi's entire Xueyun formation instantly merged into the earth and fled into the depths of the earth. He was also good at escaping underground. Boom boom, stepped down with 1 foot. Even though the ground of the origin continent was thick, this kick still made him jump into a depth of hundreds of billions of kilometers, but of course it was just past his ankle. Boom boom. At this moment, Lord Blood Cloud felt as if a vast world was pressing down upon him. The dirt and rocks on all sides were instantly crushed and annihilated. An endless destructive force enveloped everything. Indiscriminate coverage, the range is too large. He used all his strength to perform Earth escape, but under the cover of the Chaos Domain, his speed was much slower than usual. The entire blood cloud formation had escaped to a depth of 100 kilometers in an instant, but it was still completely covered by an extremely huge foot. The blood cloud formation collapsed in an instant, as if it was trampled by a giant foot to a depth of hundreds of billions of kilometers. Under such a fierce stomping, the blood mist was completely annihilated. Boom boom. Deep under Luo Feng's feet, strands of blood suddenly gathered and formed a blood mist. Jingmo is not dead. The towering Luo Feng mountain overlooked Yifang and stepped out a huge footprint of 100 billion kilometers. Luo Feng was surprised that Blood Cloud God was still alive. How is it possible that you can destroy more than 80% of my gods with just one kick? Blood Cloud God was scared, really terrified. He didn't want to die. He could sacrifice everything for his own practice. But if he lost himself, what would the endless years of hard work mean? He cherished himself very much. His own life was the most precious. Only by staying alive could he reach the true peak. Lord Blood Cloud managed to condense this divine body and then quickly used the Earth escape technique to escape. Luo Feng's body instantly shrank to a height of 20 billion kilometers, and then he began to travel through the void with the help of the All-Worlds Escape Order. Empty space escape is much stronger than Earth escape. Water, rocks, cities, etc. are all part of the void and can be used for escape. It's just that the Earth is so thick that even with the help of the 10,000 Worlds Escape Order, the distance of escape is still short. The moment Luo Feng teleported to the depths of tens of billions of kilometers underground, he felt himself pushing away countless dirt and rocks. But these thick soil and rocks also brought oppression, which was why Luo Feng reduced his body size. He stomped his foot with all his strength, but it only reached a depth of hundreds of billions of kilometers. He had already estimated how strong the pressure from the soil and rocks would be. Fortunately, the compression formed in the earth had a relatively small impact on him. Marosa is ready to attack at any time. Luo Feng naturally carried the chaotic airflow and teleported underground to chase after the seriously injured Blood Cloud Lord. So fast. Blood Cloud Divine Lord sensed that Luo Feng was chasing him. The Chaos Realm combined with space travel is indeed very suitable for hunting. But there are extremely thick soil and rocks everywhere underground. The huge hand tore through countless soil and rocks with the might of destroying the heavens and the earth, and also tore through the location where the Blood Cloud God was. When Blood Cloud Divine Lord saw a huge hand coming at him in an instant, he was so frightened that his body collapsed on its own accord. Luo Feng's height is now 20 billion kilometers, but his palms have become huge, with a length of 10 billion kilometers. Wielding this pair of hands that are like giant shields, every strike is a five-sided sky-splitting knife and uses the power of the ultimate burning god. Luo Feng chased and attacked with his 5 fingers, which were like 5 blades. Black space cracks appeared wherever they passed, destroying everywhere. They were also destroying Blood Cloud God. No matter how unpredictable his divine body was and how well he could escape, he could only withstand the terrifying attacks in front of Luo Feng's large-scale coverage attack. This Blood Cloud God seems to have some extremely strong vitality. He was obviously already very weak and was killed into nothingness by my palm, but he can condense and be reborn from nothingness again. As I expected, he is very good at saving his life. Luo Feng was very patient. After his divine body was greatly reduced, even if he burned his divine power to the limit, the consumption was greatly reduced. Now, only a few tenths of the consumption can match a kick from such a huge body. The earth is reborn, and it is annihilated into nothingness, but some blood mist condenses into the figure of Blood Cloud God. I can draw strength from the earth continuously. But he destroys my strength faster than I can recover it. Blood Cloud God had never thought that he would be forced to this point. He once thought that without the Huyang city formation, no one could kill him in a one-on-one battle with the eternal true God of Yu country. But in front of that endless and majestic divine body and that terrifying all-encompassing attack, Lord Blood Cloud was so powerless. It turns out that using the infinite divine body's size as desired and the advantages of divine power reserves to the limit can be so terrifying. I must find a way to escape. If I continue to waste time, I'm afraid I will be completely annihilated. Even at this moment, the blood cloud god was still very calm and he was looking for an opportunity. Luo Feng chased him, and blood cloud god fled, constantly escaping deep underground. As the depth increased, the pressure from the ground became more and more terrifying. Luo Feng was even forced to shrink his body, and his palms became much smaller. At this moment, a dazzling blood light suddenly burst out. At this moment, the blood cloud was burning with divine power like crazy. The seemingly illusory blood mist body turned into a dazzling blood light, escaping across the earth, and its speed was much faster than before. During Luo Feng's pursuit, the Wu Yui Jun spread out the chaotic field and spread out to the endless vast area, with chaotic air currents flowing everywhere. Do it! Luo Feng sensed that the remaining divine power in the blood cloud was burning wildly, and it was obvious that he was fighting for his life. Immediately sent a telepathic message to Marosa. Luo Feng had already moved the wisp of chaotic air from Maroshi to deep below the blood cloud god. Suddenly, an extremely huge bloody mouth appeared before his eyes. This bloody mouth was so big that it seemed like a bottomless dark abyss. And there was an endless terrifying swallowing force covering the blood cloud god who was fleeing downwards. Not good. Blood Cloud Divine Lord shuddered with fear, even more frightened than when he saw Luo Feng's towering figure before. How could there be such a huge bloody mouth deep underground that could absorb so much power? Lord Blood Cloud found himself unable to resist. Die? Moroshi showed his majestic figure underground, especially his huge head. His bloody mouth took the initiative to meet the prey, which was already in his mouth. His bloody mouth suddenly closed. As soon as it closed, Blood Cloud God felt that the surroundings were a dark red world, and death had enveloped him. No. Death had never been so close, and Lord Blood Cloud felt as if he had gone crazy. After lying dormant for countless years and cultivating to this point at all costs, he was unwilling to die. He wanted to live. The dazzling blood mist, which was already moving very fast, suddenly vanished and disappeared from Marosa's mouth. When it reappeared, it was already behind Marosa Dam and continued to drill deep into the ground. What is this, Marosaman? What he swallowed actually disappeared, and the bloodlight that escaped from the world was gone. Blood Cloud God was extremely ecstatic at this moment. Ha 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 ha, I knew it, I lacked sufficient tempering. A fight that was truly on the brink of life and death finally allowed me to take the last step. My bloodline finally transformed. With the transformation of my bloodline, I have mastered the complete laws of chaos. Blood Cloud Lord was extremely excited. At that moment, he relied on his transformed bloodline talent, chaos travel, and even Marosa's mouth could not hold him back. Let's spare Luo he first. I need time for the small universe to transform, and I need more time for my divine body to transform. I will kill him after I have consolidated my strength. I am not bullying the weak in matters of life and death. Lord Blood Cloud only feels extremely happy. The bloodline transformation of the bloodline cultivation path is only the beginning of entering the chaos realm. Just like after comprehending the chaos law on the law path, it also requires the expansion of a small universe to transform the divine power and transform it to condense a more powerful chaos realm level divine body. Even later, you need to practice the corresponding level of secret techniques, and it takes enough time to consolidate your strength. The Blood Cloud Lord's power was still weak, but he just mastered the law of chaos and used it at will. It was over with just a few moves. Luo Feng, I have to thank you for giving me enough pressure. The Blood Cloud Lord was in unprecedented joy while escaping. The pursuit of endless years has finally been achieved. Blood Cloud God suddenly saw a pair of eyes. They were Luo Feng's eyes. At this moment, everything disappeared. Lord Blood Cloud could not even sense his own strength or bloodline. The only thing in his world of perception was this pair of extremely terrifying eyes. This pair of eyes was so heavy that it seemed as if endless and majestic stars were crushing down upon them, instantly crushing the Blood Cloud Divine Monarch. The huge gap left no chance for resistance. A clash of wills. Luo Feng bees will reach the peak of chaos domination and was in line with the unique elemental art of the entire origin continent, while Blood Cloud Gods will was only barely at the chaos domination level. Annihilated in an instant without a trace left. The ray of bloodlight that escaped naturally turned into a real body, and a real body corpse lay deep underground. The heart of the true god seemed to be intact, but it no longer had consciousness. You actually forced me to use the essence technique. Luo Feng's divine body returned to its normal size and appeared next to the corpse. The origin of the art of element is too great, and it is unique in the origin continent, although it is difficult for bystanders to recognize it. But Luo Feng still didn't want to use his mind easily. He was still too weak. If some ancient being could see through his weakness, he would be in big trouble. Moreover, always relying on the secret art of will also affect one's own cultivation strategy. To achieve a higher level of cultivation and a higher level of life, one must rely on the laws, which is the foundation. He actually escaped from my mouth just now. Marosa also appeared and couldn't help drooling at the sight of Sang Shuaiyun's corpse. Master, I feel that he is very attractive to me, even more attractive to me than Yu Qianshu's corpse. Marosa didn't know that Shuaiyun's bloodline had already shed at the last moment, so this corpse naturally had a different meaning to him. Don't worry. I'll give you this body. Luo Feng stretched out his hand and pierced the chest of the corpse to take out the heart of the true god. But I have to use the body to collect the bounty first. As long as the body is intact and the true god's heart is intact, the Flame Wind Hall will notice the problem. Therefore, he took out the heart of the true god to prevent any accidents. Anyway, all the forces in Huyang City were already familiar with him after he captured the heart of the true god. After collecting the corpse, Luo Feng took the Marosa chicken shuttle back to the surface. Boom! Luo Feng destroyed the giant footprint with the chaos domain. He looked up at the night sky, which was full of bright stars. Blood Cloud is dead. There must be a star in the sky that is dim, but it is not visible at all. Luo Feng said. Countless stars are twinkling, but countless others are dimming. Unless they are the brightest ones, who cares if ordinary stars are dim? Marosa said indifferently, we are still too weak. This time he failed to hit the target, which made Marosa feel his own weakness. Luo Feng looked at the cause and effect tracking order in his palm and finally realized that he had not killed Brother Fuente, so he put it away. Walk. Return to Huyang City. Luo Feng led Marosa to fly the flying boat through the void and headed straight for Huyang City. This video will end here.